to, let me just say, got it. There we are. So a very good afternoon, good evening, and welcome. Bienvenidos, bienvenidos. And I hope the accent is not too bad. We, the Agri Cluster, welcome all of you, participants, mentors, presenters, District NGSE leads, and members of the District 5360 NGSE team. Welcome to what? To a celebration of 6 weeks of learning, making new friends, deepening understanding of Rotary and of cultural exchange, and lots of fun. It was World Earth Day on Friday, the 22nd of April, the same day we concluded our 6-week program on agricultural crop production. It's fitting that the two coincided. The theme of World Earth Day 2022, as you would know, is invest in our planet. That's exactly what we have aimed to do through this NGSE learning program. It's been all about investment. We set out to invest in 8 bright young agronomy students, farmers and engineers, young people who we know are currently and will continue to invest their time, energy, money, ideas, education in agriculture, and through this invest in our earth, our planet in years to come. It was a pilot program, so it was not all smooth sailing, but there was much valuable learning for future virtual group exchanges. And we have no doubt that our investment in the 8 young people on the program has been very worthwhile, with exciting things to come in the future. See and hear for yourselves. I'm going to take you through the agenda for our celebratory event now. Next, Graham will talk about the NGSE in general and the agriculture crop production program in particular and how it was developed. Wayne will give recognition to our incredible group of expert presenters. Rick will pay tribute to the group of mentors and the technical support team. Graham will then focus on our participants, introducing them to you and sharing some of their videos on what the exchange has meant to them. Wayne will say a word about the District 5360 certificates for the program. I'll make a few closing remarks, and then participants will say their words of thanks in 2 languages. Before handing over to Graham, I want to share this story with you. How did this 6-week program start? It started with Silvio Vitarella, my counterpart in District 4921 in Argentina, sending out a text on an international NGSE WhatsApp group saying that he had a young person, none other than Thomas Minero, who was interested in learning more about agriculture in another country. With the NGSE in our district team having thought about agriculture as a strength in our district and that it would be the focus of a future exchange, I responded to Silvio. My cell phone WhatsApp with Silvio tells me that on July the 14th, 2021, I texted the following. Hi, Silvio. It's Margie here from District 5360, Alberta, Canada. We're thinking of a virtual inbound program before the end of this year with a focus on agriculture. Shall we talk more? Silvio responded same day. Hello, Margie. Yes, let's talk. I like the idea. And that's how it all started in July last year. What is the moral of the story? While it takes a group of very committed people who put service above self to make a 6-week program like this a success, it can all just start with one or two people who have an idea and a dream. Graham?
Sorry, thank you, Margie. Well, for all of us, even seasoned Rotarians and even for others, non-Rotarians, the first question that comes to mind when it's brought up, unless you're already involved, is what is NGSE? Another Rotary acronym, of course. But it really was filling a gap that Rotary had in a lot of the programs we had. Rotary is known for our youth programs, international exchange, youth programs, adventures programs that Rotary clubs involved in. But that 20 to 30 something, what is it something we could do to work with 20 to 30 year olds? So new generation being the 20 to 30 year olds, short-term customizable program for university students and professionals. And really some of the interesting things about the NGSE is it is very flexible. It is very customizable, adaptable to this very general description, which comes right out of the Rotary website. So the purposes behind the NGSE are a number of key things: making connections with other service-minded community leaders in another country, so the international aspect of it. For a lot of people, it's learning another language, in our case, English, hosting in English here, but as well to build professional skills and gain international experience. Travel, not in COVID pandemic times, is certainly a big advantage of it, to really experience in the country and understand the culture in country. And at the same time, an opportunity to give back through service as well. So the tailor-made flexibility allows us to do things that fit with our district, with other international ones. As Margie mentioned, talking to Silvio, would this make sense? And as we all know, Canada is an agriculture, Western Canada is agriculture is a big part of our economy, and so is it in South America, and in particular in Argentina. So in terms of the program for our district, we felt that agriculture was one area that we really wanted to show off our expertise, to share our expertise more than show off. And so we focused on agriculture. And how did we go about it? Again, back to the flexibility, is once our South American counterparts had found the participants to join us, we reached out and talked to the participants and said, here are things that we think are worth talking about. What are the things that you would like to hear about as well? So there's going to be agricultural learning, and these were the topics. Now, along with that, we wanted to include Rotary, hence the mentorship program. Rotary stories were talked about as well as socializing amongst the participants as well. So we put together a 6-week program, of which the Friday session would be the culmination of the week, which would also include Rotary stories, sharing individual experiences in the other countries, a look back on the learnings of the week, and also a time for the youth to socialize. So again, with the flexibility, we reached out to our participants and we reached out to Rotarians here in Southern Alberta to put this unique NGSE virtual exchange together. These were the topics that the students highlighted as the most important to them. The challenge then was to find presenters to do a great job of this. Wayne, do you want to talk about the search for presenters?
Yes, I'm calling it the learning challenge. It was probably the finding the presenter challenge, really, but it's pretty easy and quick to say we have 6 themes over 6 weeks, but the participants identified their priority topics that required they would like to have addressed. And then, you know, when they asked me if I would help find these qualified presenters, it said, wow, that's going to be some fun. So once we identified the 12 priority topics, we said, well, we need at least 12 qualified presenters, you know, drawing from research, extension, industry, farmers, and we might want to have a few second and third choices because it's unlikely, given the constraints of COVID, given the fact that people have other things going on in their lives, the fact that we were planning on doing the learning late in the day, Mondays and Wednesdays at 4 p.m. and even later for our South American friends. So we put up a number of constraints and barriers. So it was a challenge, but again, the community of agriculture and even though we were limited to cropping systems, I can imagine it would have been even a larger challenge if we'd include livestock, but this was focused on sustainable cropping systems. So I had the task, along with help from Graham and Rick, to try to find at least 12 qualified presenters for that 6-week period. And to be honest, the people really were great. I had to do a couple of phone calls in some cases and do some arm twisting and promise my third-born grandchild in a few cases and so on, but and a few bottles of wine and lunch. But overall, it worked out pretty well. And fortunately, some of the contacts I had in the research community, extension, they really paid off. And I guess, I'm so proud of the people that were able to devote this time. And you have to remember that it's not just the 12 hours of instruction over this 6 weeks period. It's the 4 or 5 hours of preparation for each of those hours of presentation and any follow-up requirements as well. So it is a major commitment. So I really want to thank them all for their commitment during that 12 weeks. And without exception, if they didn't respond positively on the first call, they usually had somebody they'd recommend, to fill in that particular gap. So my sincere thanks to all of them. And I'll just quickly run down the 12 presenters that we had over the 6 weeks. Starting off, we had our own Graham Drake from the Rotary Club of the Calgary Heritage Park. I think we wanted to tell a story over the 6 weeks period. In the first week, if you recall, we wanted to introduce the participants to agriculture in Alberta. And Graham did a great job of talking about Alberta in relation to Canada. And then again, we had our incoming DG, Steve Levitt, who's also a farmer at Raymond, and he's joined us today. It's good to have you, Steve. And he talked about, basically his experience on the farm, talked about Hutterite colonies and the role they play in the community, got people interested in irrigation. A lot of people weren't aware about the extent of irrigation. So it was great to have Steve that first week to introduce the background of agriculture in Alberta. And then Rob Dunn, a colleague that I've worked with for over 30 years. He was in provincial extension agency. Now he has his own company, FarmWise. And he really provided the foundation, for the subsequent weeks, talking about how our soils were formed, talking about glaciation, climate, and things that helped our soils form the prairie grasses and so on. So he did an excellent job of providing that foundation. Then we had our friends from Farming Smarter. Farming Smarter is an applied research organization that we've worked with for a number of years, that when the provincial governments started reducing their commitment to extension, applied research groups like Farming Smarter came out getting funding from both federal and provincial government to do extension. So Dr. Gerber Dillon and Trevor Deering from Farming Smarter did an excellent job of providing that background on our range of dryland crops, the range of irrigated crops, along with associated fertility. Next slide, please. In the next week, we had an exciting week for those of us that are engineers. Dr. Thomas Nilsson from the Workland School of Agricultural Technology at Olds did an excellent job of talking about potential that we're going into with ag machinery. We were witness to some of the wonderful videos on automated traffic or automatic tractors and tillage and seeding equipment, harvesting equipment. So it was a great exposure to some of the new technologies for GPS and machinery on the farm. Then you had to put up with me the following week. I'm from the Rotary Club of Lethbridge East, and I shared some of my experiences over my career with working on soil and water conservation, and tried to demonstrate how soil and water conservation is linked to climate change. And if we do a good job of sustainable land management, we can help impact and buffer our soils from climate change, and in fact play a positive role in sequestering carbon in our soils. So I tried to demonstrate that important linkage of soil carbon and how we can mitigate climate change and the importance of carbon. And finally, Mike Beer, who's with us today as well, finished up our 6th week talking about the ag value chain and explained what that really meant and the importance of agribusiness marketing to the economy in Southern Alberta, representing 25 to 50% of our farm income in Southern Alberta. So Mike had some wonderful videos of potato production, of processing, of oil seeds as well, and talked about some of the challenges that we're going to be faced in the future, again, because of our population, changing demands and diets. And so I think it really stimulated a lot of interest. But I think over that 6-week period, we were very fortunate to have this group of experts explain to us the importance of technology and help set our path forward. Thank you, Graham.
Thanks, Wayne. That was great. I would also like to pass on my personal thanks to all 12 of our presenters. I thought you did an awesome job. I learned a lot, let me tell you that. And when I can learn a lot at my age, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. In every exchange program, at least in the Rotary world, typically when a young student, or a friendship exchange with Rotarians goes and visits another country, another district, there's usually somebody to host them. We call them host families. We looked at that opportunity here with this virtual exchange and decided instead to set up a mentoring program. So if you think about the participants, we started with 9. The participants, 8 from South America, from 5 countries, and 1 from Canada in Alberta. They were located or recruited through their district NGSE leads, and that worked very well. But we also felt that since we were hosting this group, it would be advisable to have a mentoring program, just somebody that could sit and watch, see how they're doing, how's their English speaking and writing skills, this sort of thing. So we identified, because we had 9 participants at the beginning, we identified 9 mentors, and again, international in scope, a total of 8 different Rotary clubs. 2 of which were from, one from Brazil, one from Argentina, and the rest were in District 5360, spread out basically from Calgary as far south as Raymond, and as far north as Red Deer East. Next slide, please. So you've seen this before, but this is what we asked our mentors to do, to organize. Oh, I think there's a slide before that. To meet with your mentee at the meet and greet, which we held on February 22nd, and we had a breakout session, and I think all but one of our mentors were there, and I think but everybody was paired up, the 9 groups, and it was just to get to know each other. But at that meet and greet, we wanted you to set expectations. When would you meet? How often would you meet? And what's your preferred communication platform? Is it WhatsApp, which obviously is something that's really taken on a life of its own? That type of how you want to contact and how you want to get together with each other. We suggested that you could meet every 2 weeks because we had a 6-week program, kind of staggering it. You had their choice of sitting in on a Monday, Wednesday, or Friday session, and several of our mentors did. But you were there as an observer, and the important thing was that the follow-up, the contacts, either immediately afterwards or at a predetermined time were the important things to bring the two of you together to start building a long-term, lifelong relationship. Next slide. This we asked also because we wanted to introduce the participants to our Rotary clubs here in our various districts. And we looked at 3 potential sessions, one to introduce the participant to the club, one for them to talk about service projects to share with them, and the third thing was really to look at sharing their experiences based on the conclusion of the 6-week program. We had a couple of other things on there, organized virtual tours, and I know that has been done in a few cases, and to provide feedback on the program and how we could strengthen the program for next year. And we'll do that through a debrief that I'm planning to hold next week, hopefully. Next slide, please, Graham. So for me, there were some key learnings, and I start with, we had mixed results. I know of several mentors that and mentees of participants made a conscientious and hard effort to stay connected, to talk, share stories, share best practices, that sort of thing. But we also had some, I'll call it less than successful failures, where in my case, Felipe Gales from Chile, first of all, you may have noticed that he didn't attend very many sessions, which was disappointing. And I and his district lead had some challenges to communicate with him. These things happen. It's not the end of the world, but it is disappointing when you're trying to provide a relationship building program through mentoring. We know that the time differences and the distance can be a challenge for making those connections, but we do have social media platforms which can help with that. It really comes down to the third point. It takes 2 to make it work. That means both the mentor and the mentee or the participant really needs to want to do this. It's for the benefit of both. Both can gain from it. Both can drive value from it. So I am hoping that I can get as many mentors as possible together next week for just a quick debrief. I'd like to ask you I asked for in the middle, a little quick brief report from everybody in terms of how it's going. So I'm just gonna, at the end now, we'd look at how did it go? What were the positive takeaways that you got out of it? Because I believe that there's always something positive that comes out of everything you do in life. What were some of the challenges you had? Was it time? Was it internet connections? There can be a whole host of things that cause problems, cause challenges, and if we can just address them, identify them up front, prepare for them, perhaps we can minimize them. And then I'm a big fan, big advocate of continuous improvement. So I'm always looking for ways to do things better, not for the sake of change, but for the sake of making a better product. I think that's it on mentoring. Next slide, please. I just also want to recognize our tech support team. Unfortunately, they are not here with us today. But these 5 gentlemen, you probably recall seeing them throughout. It helped me in the sense that I didn't have to host 18 sessions. But these guys were really helpful. And when I think about, things like recording, the video recording, the live transcription, monitoring the chat, dealing with internet disruptions, I think I got kicked off my internet twice and, was able to get back on. But thank goodness that the 2 Brians, Brad and Rob, were with me. We're a team. We've been doing this together for a while now with the district and with other clubs. And I'm just so happy that they stepped up even in their busy schedules. And I just want to personally thank them, and will do so privately, to thank them for their support, because these things, I'm beginning to believe that Zoom meetings are like producing a TV show. There's a lot to it and a lot of moving parts, and it takes a team to make it happen. So again, thanks to the tech support teams. Thank you.
So we have an NGSE committee that has an idea. We reach out and find people to put the presentations on, and then what it takes is participants. And I'd like to just spend a little time to recognize the participants in the program. When we first looked at all of the applications, what we could see was a very diverse group, obviously from different countries, different languages, different backgrounds as well, all with some connection to agriculture. A couple of environmental engineers and environmental science people that had a connection with agriculture as well. So a variety of professional experience as well. But what was fun to see, what was really impressive to see, is when you all came together, what I noticed through the 6 weeks, the eagerness to learn about agriculture, even though it's a different country. And I think we shared how different Canada is to many of the countries in terms of how we do things, but your keen interest in learning about that, the language aspect of it as well, recognizing we had PhDs and very technical stuff to talk about. I was impressed with how much you were able to absorb and how much we noticed your English language improving for many of you over the sessions. The other thing we also, all of us noticed, was the questions that you asked. So for a presenter, lots of times what you want to know is, have I connected with the learning people that are there? And those questions that you asked really helped to solidify in their minds, not only were you listening, but the keenness and eagerness that you had for it. Another key component was the great stories, the sharing of stories. So we came up with this idea and said, we want to learn about South American agriculture and asked you to share your stories. And those were, we could tell, just like our presenters at this end, you all took a lot of time and energy to put those together, good presentations, good PowerPoints, and really appreciate you sharing that. And last but not least was the dedicated attendance. 6 weeks, 3 times a week, in the evening, you're at school, you're at work, that you attended as much as you did. You were dedicated to the program. We really appreciate all of you and what you brought to the session. So on behalf of us here in Canada, thank you for the efforts that you made and the energy that you showed. As we look at this program and say, were we successful? We hope that we were able to achieve that with you, and certainly your participation and your active participation was excellent. Now, not just to end there, we did ask each of the participants to tell us a little bit, in their own words, give us a little bit of feedback. What did they enjoy most about the program? What was one key learning that they'd gained over the six weeks? And how will you experience the program? How will it help you in the future? So we asked them to answer those questions. And for all of us here today, I'd like to share with you most of the ones that we have received so far on answering those 3 questions. So here's a short video from each of them.
Hi there, my name is Brady Donkersgood. For me, I really enjoyed the regular meetings on Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays with fellow students and mentors and presenters for our agriculture and environmental discussions. For me, the Friday meetings, they were especially a highlight. Learning about agriculture at home for several South American countries. Seeing others learn and develop their English skills was really amazing to see and to be a part of. The presentations on supply chains and the effect of tillage on water conservation and soil fertility and erosion were all especially important for my future career and were a key piece of knowledge that I learned. My experience in this exchange will help me in the future thanks to the many connections and the friendships that I've made over these past 6 weeks. I've been interested and encouraged to visit South America and see agriculture in practice. And with the connections made through this virtual exchange, I think that this trip is far more likely. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm very happy to have participated in the NGSE Agriculture Learning Program. It was a unique and wonderful experience. I loved learning about agriculture in Alberta, all the technologies used, planting and harvesting methods, as well as soil treatment. I gained a lot of technical knowledge about agriculture as a whole, but especially the importance of nutrients and soil composition as well as irrigation, which are fundamental to the whole process. I'm sure that this experience will give me the possibility to contribute even more to the actions of Rotary in my country and also within my professional area. I want to thank you all for this opportunity. It was great to be with you and learning from you all. That's what Rotary is, sharing knowledge to help people. I hope to be able to meet in Alberta in person soon and give everyone a warm hug. I also want to welcome you here in Brazil. My house is open. Thank you very much. Bye bye.
Hello, I am Thomas Minero from Argentina. What I enjoyed the most about this meeting was the teaching of G1 of those who are part of the program, being able to share the experience of G1. The key learning for me was knowing the different alternatives and the ways of producing crops, especially the way of producing in Canada fascinated me. This experience will help me to take a point from each one of you to be able to produce better in the future, applying, if possible, all the techniques learned. Thank you.
What I enjoyed most about the program was having the opportunity to meet people from different countries who also work with agriculture and who are also part of the organization Rotary International. As well, I really enjoyed having the great opportunity to receive the information from the different topics that were covered during the sessions by highly trained experts who have a lot of experience on those topics. I will say the key learning is to understand that there are different ways to approach the same problem. During the sessions, we mentioned the same problem and how we handle it in each of our countries, and it is in different alternatives. The key is to understand that maybe now with all the knowledge that we get, we have a toolbox from different alternatives how to handle that specific problem. I can try a new one the next time that I get it and maybe see which one is the best for my specific conditions and my specific environment. This was a great experience in which I acquired a lot of knowledge that I will definitely apply in the crops that I manage here in Colombia and that I'm pretty sure will bring excellent results. In addition, the friends that were made during the exchange will remain forever, and that is the most important thing.
Hello everyone. Answering the question, the number one, what I enjoyed the most about the 6-week program was improving my English, make contacts, and learning about different agricultures around the world. Answering the second question, the key learning that I gained in this program was another perspective of agriculture, because now I could say that agriculture is sustainable because of the machinery that you are applying in the soil and how you apply the fertilization and another components. And I remember someone said in the program, if agriculture it wasn't sustainable at all, we wouldn't be here. So that's perspective of mine changed at all. Last but not least, answering the third questions, as you could see in my presentation, my land is very basic. So with all the knowledge that I learned and that you give it to me, I will apply a little bit of everything in my land. Of course, the main thing that I would like to apply is the machinery, and the other ones is how I could plan a better irrigation, and of course how to kill the weeds in my land. I would like to say thank you all for making me love agriculture, for all the kindness and patient that you were with us, and of course help me to get over my nerves of talking in English.
Hello everyone, you call us to talk a little bit about the NGSE program. So first of all, I just want to thank you everyone who provided us this opportunity. It was an excellent opportunity. We had an excellent presentations with the best guys in their field. So talking about agriculture, we learned a lot with them. Thank you Rick, Margie, Wayne, Harvey, Jane, Graham, everyone who provided us. The organization was fantastic. We didn't have any problems. So thank you everyone. I would like to thank you Harvey, my mentor. He helped me a lot. We talked a lot about Canadian culture and all of the program. So thank you everyone. Thank you very much Rotary for this opportunity. Bye bye.
Over to you, Wayne. You're on mute, Wayne. Wayne, you're muted.
Yeah, well, that's probably just as well. I wasn't speaking very clearly anyway, but after watching those videos, I was a bit emotional, to be honest with you, because this is what most of us that are involved in these type of exchanges get the most out of, is that interaction and feedback we have from the participants. But I did want to say, before talking about the certificates, that each of those videos, the whole collection of all of the videos, will be sent to all of our presenters, along with a letter of appreciation from our District Governor Martin to all our presenters. And I should have mentioned that earlier, but I know many of them aren't able to attend today, but we will be sending those video comments to each of our presenters, along with a letter from our District Governor. In addition, again, normally when in a real exchange, we present certificates, and this is just the example of the certificate that we'll be presenting to each of the participants. In addition to Marceli, one will go to Tulio, Vitor, Maria Emilio, Carlos, Tomas, and obviously Brady, along with a letter from Margie. So each of you will receive this certificate. But I think more importantly, it's just the memories that we have of the time we spent together. But it's nice to have these certificates as a memory of your participation. So congratulations on behalf of District 5360 and our committee for a job well done.
Good first step to unmute myself. So in closing, I want to thank all of you very much indeed for spending this time with us. Gracias, obrigado. Over the past hour, we've recognized the participants and thanked all of the important exchange program contributors and partners and participants, except two. As District Chair, I wish to conclude with two very special thanks. I wish to thank the District 5360 NGSE team, who have been in the background, remaining up to date with how this crop production program has unfolded and being available should any assistance have been required. Thank you, team. The other very big and sincere thank you is to the Agri Cluster, to Rick, Wayne, and Graham, three of the smartest, most committed Rotarians I have ever met. What a privilege working with the three of you. Without your commitment to service above self and the many, many hours you have devoted to this program, it simply wouldn't have happened. And in the process of developing and presenting this particular program, you've also formed a strong foundation of learning for the NGSE in our district for future inbound group exchanges. For all of this, thank you so much. Finally, the conclusion of this celebration may signify the end of the 6-week agriculture crop production program, but for the participants, we hope it signifies the application and sharing of your crop production learning as appropriate, further involvement in Rotary, we hope, into a year with the theme Imagine Rotary, and taking on Rotary's full-weight test to guide your thoughts and actions over the year ahead. We hope too that you will promote and be champions of the NGSE. Further development of the friendships you've made will hopefully unfold, and all of this will have consequences and an impact that will unfold in untold ways over the weeks, months, and years ahead. How exciting is that? To all, we hope to see you in Calgary at the RI Convention in 2025. And now, words of thanks from our wonderful participants.
Thank you, everyone. Gracias a todos.
Thank you y muchísimas gracias.
Thank you.
Thank you. Gracias.
Obrigado.
Thank you so much. Muito, muito obrigada.
Thank you, everyone.
Sharing my screen now so everyone can see each other. And
Yeah, this it's been an amazing journey we've all been on, correct? And I am also teary-eyed from what I've seen and heard. I don't usually get too emotional, but I'm like Wayne, so I guess it's okay. But listen, it's not the end. It's the end of our learning program for now, but we hope you take what you've learned from this session, from each other, and go forth. And I would just suggest that if anybody wants to say anything now, we're going to leave the Zoom meeting up, going for another, we are early, so maybe for another 10 or 15 minutes. Anybody wants to say anything, just unmute yourself, and we'll try to manage the chaos. So anybody would like to say anything?
I'd like to
yeah,
thanks
Jenny, please.
to all of you. I have followed each one, so I was like a participant, so I have learned a lot about Canada, about Alberta, about agriculture that I'm not used to read and follow, but I am really, really proud of to our participants, all of them. Each one has contributed because they made questions and open a new vision to them about the agriculture. So I think it's very, very important to follow this program, and congratulations that everything you have offered to us. It was amazing, again, of course, because I followed you in these meetings. Thank you so much, Rick, Margaret, Wayne, Graham, and each one of the speakers and all participants. That's really, really, thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, Jenny. It's obvious that this is a team effort here. From
I
the
see some hands up. Ro has her hand up.
Sorry, okay.
Are you just waving, or do you want to say something, Ro?
Yeah, but actually Rick is one of the moderators. So I was just going to wait until he told me I was able to speak. But I just wanted to say I'm so proud of you all, for the participants, and for the agriculture cluster for making this possible. And I want to thank you the possibility also for including me in this program and being part of all of this. And I don't know, to the participants, congratulations, you already finished. And I don't know, somehow over the vibes and the energy you put over the weeks, I believe that one of my goals that make you all friends came through along. So I'm really glad, and I hope the connections between you exist forever. So thank you very much.
Thanks, Ro. Marceli?
Hi, I was a big challenge for me. I'm very emotional. Thank you for the opportunity, for the patience, for the support during the exchange. It went by very fast. Yes. I hope to see you in person soon. Congratulations on the brilliant work you have done. Thank you so much. Thank you, Rick and Margie and Grant and Wayne. Thank you for my colleagues. Thank you. That's it.
Thanks, Marceli. Tulio.
First of all, sorry if I entered late, but I just want to say that I really appreciate everything everyone has done for us, and it was a pleasure to attend these meetings. It was really, really fun, and we got to know a lot from Canada that I didn't know, and it was awesome. So thank you for everyone for keeping it up with us and spend this time with us, because for me it was a really nice experience and I really enjoyed every moment and every meeting. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Tulio. Very nice. I wanted to mention that, you will receive a letter from Margie, our district NGSE chair, along with your certificate. Don't forget that you can use that certificate on your resumes, because what you've gone through, maybe it's not an accredited program, but it's a Rotary program. And I can tell you, we hear time and time again, youth exchange students, when they say that they've been on a youth exchange to another country, that comes up and that comes to the top of their resume. So don't hesitate to use that piece of paper to your advantage. Brady.
Hi there. Rick, just on using that for professional development or resume, I actually just today for a job that I'm be working for this summer, I put that in an about me slide to the company that I was part of this exchange, and so I'm sure it will be useful for them to know. But for myself, thank you all. This has been a great time. Thank you to Rick and Wayne, Graham, and Margie. It's been a lot of fun, and the videos that we watched today of us sort of recapping our time during this program, I thought it was incredible. Your English skills, my fellow students, was just yeah, you're on par with me now, and that is so great to see. And so that was pretty heartwarming. And I'll be drinking my Colombian Coca-Cola now, and been a fun time, and thank you all so much.
The video, by the way, is up in the presentation, so you should be able to see it up there as well. This presentation is all up there if you want to look at it again. So I thought we should maybe have asked you to do it in Spanish or Portuguese. That would have maybe leveled the playing field.
Margie.
Unmute myself. Gosh, yes, all good things come to an end, and it's just been a wonderful 6 weeks. And participants, you've been stunning, and we know that this investment in you is going to unfold into ways that will be unbelievable over the years ahead, not just in agriculture, but also in terms of the friendships, in terms of world understanding, world peace, friendships, and who knows what else. So we're going to watch you with great interest and know that it's been a huge privilege to have you in our lives over the past 6 weeks. And I also feel very emotional about that. Thank you, everybody. Yes, participants, presenters, cluster, everybody working well. As Rick has said, it's been a team effort. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Margie. Maria Paula.
Yes, I just want to say thank you for all of you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for all the, for maybe it sometimes bother you. I know maybe for me, I didn't could have the time that I would have all this exchange. I just want to say thank you for your patience, for open my mind about the agriculture, because here in Colombia is really different than Canada, and I really would like have in my country all that you have in Alberta and in Canada. And thank you for the opportunity, for me, for Carlos, and I will say for Monica, all I will say thank you for all of them. So, and I really would like have all of you here in Colombia. You're, oh, sorry. Sorry. You're really welcome. All of, ay, pucho. I don't know what happened here.
Technology, Mike Merritt.
Yes, I'm sorry. So thank you very much, and I hope see you soon.
So just on your invitation to come to Colombia, Maria Paula and Carlos, I am working on a global grant on a water project, and I'm hoping to get down there in 2023.
Okay.
So if I do get to Colombia, I will be contacting both of you.
Of course, you're really welcome here. Yes, of course.
Fran, you're up next.
Thanks. I just want to say what a great experience for a mentor. I have to thank Wayne for talking me into it, or he didn't have to talk too much, but I've enjoyed the programs. I sort of have an agricultural background, so it was fascinating to listen to the people and hear people that I actually worked with. So it's been an amazing experience. I love being a mentor to Maria Emilia. It's been just phenomenal, and thank you. It's sort of made my year. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Fran. Maria Emilia.
Okay. I would like to say thank you to all of you. Each one teach me something. Learning, agriculture, irrigation. And now, so I think on Friday we could have a time for being more friends. And Brady was our teacher for me and Marceli, and I would like to say thank you, Brady, for listening to us and all guys. I would like to know you better. I hope we can meet each others in Alberta, in Colombia, in Bolivia if you want, or Brazil. And okay, that's all. And Bolivia is open too. You only have to call me or WhatsApp me. That's all. Thank you for your time, for your kindness, and for being like our fathers, agriculture fathers.
Thank you, Maria Emilia. Steve.
Well, thank you. It's great to be with you tonight. And I really want to say, as a mentor and incoming district governor, it's been a great opportunity to meet with Thomas. Thomas, you've come a great way with your English, and so I think all of you have really improved that. And I really feel the youth are the future of the world, future of agriculture, the future of Rotary. So it's great to see all you young people involved in this, and also appreciate all those who put this together. It's been amazing. But it also brings out our incoming Rotary International president is putting a lot of emphasis on diversity, equity, and inclusion. So if you look around here, we have a lot of diversity, we have equity, and we've included everybody. And so it's great to see that happening. So I just really want everyone to know that it's great to be a part of this program and look to other things like this in the future. Thanks.
Well, Steve, we know that you're in a very busy schedule, and we really appreciate the time that you've put into the program to meet with Thomas and to participate in the sessions. So thank you. Vitor.
Hello, everyone. I'd like to thank you, all of you, to provide us this opportunity. I think I can say that we are 8 lucky guys to have this amazing opportunity for me. Like I love agriculture. I'm working with it here in Brazil, and learning with you like in a different country as Canada. It was amazing. Like the speakers was fantastic. The presentations was fantastic. So just thank you for all of you to provide us this opportunity.
Thank you, Vitor.
Thank you, Vitor.
Harvey.
I want to thank Rick for selecting me as one of the mentors. It's been a wonderful experience. I think I've talked to Vito more in 6 weeks than I did with the Rotary Exchange student from Brazil that stayed with us about 5 years ago. She spent most of the time in her room or visiting friends. And the presentations were excellent, Graham, and your crew that put it together was excellent. I have to say that Vito enjoyed some that I weren't in my scope at my age, but the one by Mike Greer at the, or not Mike Greer at the end, on ag value change was my favorite. I really enjoyed it. And it's a small world. I talked to a lady at our church the other day. Her daughter is going down to Brazil with a company, and I can't remember the name. And I'm really optimistic that she's going to touch base with Vito about potential jobs. Who knows? But I just couldn't believe it when she said her daughter's going to Brazil. And I said, "You're joking me." I got a student down there from an agriculture company. Like, it's just unbelievable. So maybe you'll have Marcella and Thomas, or not Thomas, but sorry, your Tulio, all involved with meeting her if it comes about. But thanks again, Rick, for involving me. Really appreciate it.
I didn't have to twist your arm too hard there, Harvey, but I had to go at you at a second call. So
You have to say that, Rick.
Yes, thanks again to everybody. Anybody else have anything?
And I might add that Carol enjoyed the kids as much as I say kids, the students as much as I have. So, yeah.
Graham, I was going to ask you, do we have the agriculture at home videos from Brazil, Bolivia, and Argentina? Because I haven't uploaded them, and so I don't know if we've received them.
Which ones? The
Friday agriculture at homes ones. I don't know if we even have Brady's up there yet.
In terms of the presentations themselves?
Yeah.
No, we didn't get the presentations from the participants. So just the videotape of the sessions, what we did. Yeah.
Can we get them?
Would you guys mind sharing your presentation? So you said your PowerPoint that you used, if you could share that with us, we'll put it on that same screen. So
you can send it through WhatsApp or
yeah, WhatsApp is fine. Yeah, or my email address or Margie's. We all communicate 600 emails a day between Rick, Wayne, Margie, and myself. We're going to miss that.
Yeah, we're going to go. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Well, it's time to move on. I wish everybody all the best in the rest of your life. Make a difference out there. Help others. And if you ever get a chance to come to this part of my world, mi casa es su casa.
I'm pretty sure we'll see some of you again.
I'm hoping. So farewell, everybody. Until, what did you tell me? Hasta luego. There we go.
Hasta luego.
Gracias, obrigado.
Obrigado.
Obrigado para todos vocês. Boa noite.
Muito obrigada.
Obrigado.
Gracias.
Obrigada.
Muchas gracias.
Te extraño. Bye.
I will miss these meetings. I don't want to leave. Okay, this is for you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.